Hey there, it's me, Nate, and today I want to give you guys my review of Grave Peril by Jim Butcher. Grave Peril is the third book of the Dresden Files series. Now, I didn't make a review of Full Moon, book 2 of the Dresden Files, because I ended up DNFing it about halfway through, and after I DNF'd it, I kind of just read like a summary of what happened to the rest of what I skipped over. And most people say that Full Moon is the worst book in the entire Dresden Files series, and a lot of people recommend skipping it. And so, even though I was really let down by Full Moon, I decided to at least continue on to Grave Peril, because I figured a lot of people say that from Grave Peril onwards, the series gets, a lot better. And I figured, if I don't end up reading Grave Peril and I don't like it, then I can just drop the series. But I'm happy to say that not only did I complete Grave Peril, I ended up really liking it. I thought it was great. Now, Grave Peril, just like Stormfront and Full Moon, as far as like the kind of like creatures or the plot, so Stormfront was kind of about like evil wizards. Full Moon was about werewolves. Stormfront is about vampires and ghosts. I mean, not Stormfront. Grave Peril is about vampires and ghosts. Because at the beginning of the story, Dresden is basically dealing with this crisis that's hit Chicago, where a lot of the ghosts in the city have become unsettled and are acting out of character, attacking people, or doing things out of the norm. And he's trying to figure out what's going on and what's causing this. And alongside him, he's working with Michael Carpenter, who is a Knight of the Cross, basically like a holy man or like a paladin, like a modern day paladin, basically. And he is like basically one of God's chosen, and he wields like this holy blade called Amarachius, and he's a devout man that that wants to do good in the world, and like has like his own history and story. And the dynamic between Michael and Harry is one of the best parts about this book, because you have Michael's consistent faith in like the Lord, and like the good of the people, and in that the things that like if you do your best and you have belief, that things will turn out for the better in the end. And that contrasts well with Harry's doubt, not only in like Harry's doubt in people, but like his doubt in himself, that he can like rise to the occasion, that he can overcome. And so and like Harry doesn't like look down upon Michael's faith or anything like that. Like he has like his own, he has his doubts and about the faith and like higher powers, but he doesn't ever try to like discredit Michael for for his own feelings on his faith. And I think that was really good, because usually I think in most like fictional like kind of fantasy stories, like whenever like religion comes up, it's like usually like the church are like the bad guys. Especially if you play like video games or something like that. Like if you have a church in a video game, 9 times out of 10 they're the bad guys. But yeah, so like Michael and Harry are trying to work and try to figure out what's going on, what's causing this crisis with these ghosts and spirits being like unsettled and like trying to harm people. And in the midst of all of that, Harry is invited to a party, basically appointing Bianca as like the head of like the local Red Court faction, because for the vampires there are different courts. There's the red, white, and black courts, and each of the vampires from those courts kind of function and behave differently, how they operate. And Bianca has risen to become the head of the Chicago Red Court, basically. And Harry, as a member of the White Council of Wizards, has been invited to come to that. So there's these two plot threads of Harry having to deal with like these ghosts and spirits, and him trying to figure out like what is like the end game of Bianca and the other vampires. And speaking of vampires, another new character to the series is Thomas Wraith, and he is a vampire of the White Court. And the White Court vampires apparently are basically kind of like emotional, or almost like sex vampires, where they can kind of like feed off of like the emotional like charged energy that comes off of people, you know, and like, you know, subsist on that instead of just like mainly focusing on blood like how the vampires of the Red Court do. And and then also another cool thing about this book is that we finally get to go into like the Never Never, which has been referenced and talked about a lot in the first two books. And we get to see how it's this kind of like twisted reflection of the human world. How you can use like the Never Never to cross distances quickly as long as you can find your way through it and navigate it. And from the Never Never, we also get to meet Harry's godmother, Leah, or Lane and Sheed. I think that's how it's pronounced. And how she's like tied to his history, and like, you know, through in his mother, and you know, their kind of like relationship is interesting. So it's, you know, it's all really cool stuff. There's a lot of like new world building, and you know, the characters become a lot more fleshed out in this book. Another like kind of character thing I love is Harry and his relationship with his girlfriend Susan Rodriguez. And I really like Susan. I think she's, you know, even though she is kind of just like a normal person, she is very much like a go-getter of a person. And I really like her character and like her dynamic and relationship with Harry, and you know, and how that evolves throughout this book. I think that, you know, it's really interesting. And Karen Murphy, Lieutenant Karen Murphy, that Harry works with, you know, from the the Supernatural Investigation Department of the Chicago, the police department, you know, that Harry consults for. She is in this book, but she is much like, sorry. She is like not in this book as much as the previous two, which is good, because I don't really like Karen. I mean, she is better in this book than she has been in the previous couple of entries, but she's still like not a character I'm really interested in. I know she is an important character, you know, as the series progresses more and more. But at the moment, you know, Butcher hasn't made me interested in or enjoy that character yet. So, let's see. Let me look at my notes to see if there's any other things I want to talk about. Yeah, but so in terms of like world building, in terms of like character development, of like relationship development between characters, of like more like forward plot progression of the series, I think this book does a lot, because Stormfront really set the ground, and Full Moon kind of felt like a lot of like pointless meandering. Stormfront really is, you can tell as you read it, is like a real elevation of Butcher getting more comfortable as a writer, and really showing off like, you know, some true improvement, and you know, he's expanding the world of Chicago and the Never Never, and you see like real him really like finding his way through the story. So yeah, if you have any doubts about, like, you know, if you read like Full Moon, or if you just read Stormfront, I would say continue on, because I think, you know, having now finished Grave Peril and really looking forward to the next book 4, Summon Night, I would say you should really try to continue with the series, because I think it is worth it. So yeah, now as for my score, I'm going to give this a 4 stars out of 5. I think this is a great book. I think it's well worth your time. And I think it's, you know, the best book easily out of the 3 I've read so far. It's the best out of the 3. And I'm really looking for, like I said, like I'm really looking forward to continuing with the series. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Grave Peril. And so if you could, if comment down below, let me know what you think about Grave Peril or the Dresden Files, or like Jim Butcher as an author. And if you could, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, see you then.